Hello class. Today we are going to talk about cell theory. Now cells are the fundamental unit of life and they make up everything within a living organism. This here is a living cell. So organisms or cells can be a single-celled organism like this on the left, this little green guy, or it can be a multicellular organism like this little dude here on the right. Now, cell theory includes all of the main rules that an organism has to follow in order to be considered a cell. It is one of biology's basic principles, which means it is very important to understand. Rule number 1 is that all living organisms are composed of cells. Whether they are a multicellular organism like animals, plants, and fungi, or a single-celled organism like bacteria. If at least one cell is present, that thing is considered a living organism. Rule number 2. The cell is the basic unit of life. This means that the cell is the smallest organism in the world. So if you have an organism that, like this leaf here, the smallest part to that organism is the plant cell, right here as you can see. Now rule number 3 is cells arise from pre-existing cells. This means that you can't make a cell without another cell. The cell will double all of the stuff inside of it and then split in two, right here at this crease. And that's how a cell makes another cell. Rule number 4, heredity information, or DNA, is passed from cell to cell. So DNA is the blueprint or the directions of how to build the organism in question. Now, if an organism doesn't have DNA, it's not considered a cell. So you have the DNA, that's the blueprint that makes the little girl. And since it has DNA, it is a cell. Now, an organism must follow every rule in order to be considered a cell. If it doesn't follow those rules, then it is not a cell. And that is cell theory.